Hey guys, Street Smart Joker here, and you might be seeing an envelope here and might be wondering, is this going to be another unboxing video? Well, I thought a lot of people are doing unboxing videos. Why don't I show you an outboxing video? By that I mean I don't just buy comics, I also sell comics, right? And the reason for that is I also need to cycle the money because I need to buy new comics, and it's not always efficient for me to keep buying, right? I don't have enough budgets for that. So I always try to sell some of my comics at some point in time if I get a good value for it, and I know the person who is buying from me is a very good collector, so I know these comics are safe with them, because some of the stuff that you love, you also want it to end up in those hands who may be able to take a better care of them than you do. So that's what this video is going to be about, guys. This video is going to be an outboxing video, and I'm going to show you two parcels which I am just about to make to send out these comics. So I'm just going to bid adieu to these comics. So I'll just show you guys what those comics are and then send it away. So check it out. So I've just taken out those books from this first packet. Because the second packet just has one book. If I remember correctly, I'll just show you that one book. This is a book I've shown you previously as well. I got this book only a few days back, and unfortunately there's a bigger phantom collector who wants it, so I'm giving it to him. So this is a Phantom by Hermes Press from Free Comic Book Day. That's the book I'm giving away, so you won't be seeing this in my collection anytime soon. I thought really a nice interesting book. It had it's had quick 3 stories in it and some very good cover art, as you could see. And even a cover page, which I wish I got this comic someday. But anyways, this is one book, and I need to pack it really well so that it doesn't get bent. So that's one of the expectation when you send these books out, guys, that people expect this book to be in a pristine condition when they receive it. So in case you want to send it out to anybody, always remember. Cool, let's jump into the big lot. This has around, I think, 16-17 single issues which I'm sending to one person. First one is this one, which is Road to No Man's Land, Batman. Mr. Wayne goes to Washington. So for those of you guys who knows the No Man's Land story, this is when Bruce Wayne has to go to Washington to make a case for Gotham, and so the United States government will then invest in saving Gotham after, I think, Cataclysm, which is the earthquake that hit Gotham and then made it into a no man's land, right? So this is a prelude to that, where he goes and tries to save Gotham. I really love this cover art, and that's one thing which I'll be missing when I give this book away. The next one which I have is Batman Gotham After Midnight. The good part about getting these comics is that you get a glimpse of how the storyline looks like, right? And this one, I was not too fascinated by the story nor by the art. It's done by Steve Niles and Kelly Jones. Artwork was also not something which I don't like. The art, which is very hazy and like smoke all around, and so you are like wondering what is actually happening behind the shadows. It presented such a sort of artwork at times which I was not very see this one, right? I have no clue on what is happening in these panels whatsoever, right? Which is kind of like disappointment for me. Maybe it's like a modern art kind of thing where you need to really have the third eye to figure out what's happening, but not to my taste, right? I like those clean artwork. But anyways, this is about some killer who's loose on Gotham and strikes after midnight, and Man-Bat is involved also. So that's Gotham After Midnight. It's called Predatory Party Crashers. By the way, this is issue number 5 of 12. And that's Bruce Wayne right there. Cool. The next one we have is Dark Knight, Legends of the Dark Knight Shaman. And this, I again love this cover where Batman just breaks out of the skull. It's by O'Neill, Hannigan and Beatty, part 5 of 5. So this is the conclusion issue of that run, and yeah, that's the Shaman right there. It's a newspaper print, so it's a 90s comic. and it's really clean, the way you read the story. I think maybe I'll get a trade paperback which covers this story someday, and that could give me a glimpse on what the entire story is. And yeah, it is very 90s reminiscent kind of storyline. So that's Shaman, in case you guys want to pick it, and it shows the ad for Gothic as well. I have Gothic, that's by Grant Morrison. The next one we have is a modern one. Okay, this is Batman Superman, the New 52 number 10, and this one, if you are wondering who it is I think it's the Atom, on a micro mission to save the Dark Knight. So they need to go inside Batman's brain to save him. Interesting story. I had another book very recently, in which I think Atom had to enter Joker's mind. So it's interesting to see that which all places he ends up entering. But as you guys can see, modern artwork comes to the fore here. And yeah, I forgot to mention who it is from. It's from Jeff Lemire and Carl Kirsch, Scott Hepburn. Okay, this is Batman Superman number 10. I have few more Batman Superman that will come up soon. This one is Legends of the Dark Knight Flyer. Again, part 3 of 3 by Howard Chaykin and Gil Kane. It looks like Batman is trapped in some machinery, and that's what it is. Again, a typical 90s book, a lot of drama happening. I don't know, I was reading the story, didn't feel it to be really interesting. It had to do something with some lady who wants to lure Batman, and he's resisting her, and she has all these gizmos to fight him of sort. And this guy, the robotic guy, if you can see here, is her son, God knows what. So it has a lot of things going on in there which I didn't make much sense of, but either way, it's a finale of that story. And yeah, it's just kaboom after that. So, but I mean, it's a good pristine condition comic book, so I love that. Next one is, I think this is a good story. This is from Bruce Wayne, Fugitive. I started collecting the Fugitive and the Murderer runs after reading this one. This is a pivotal story in that arc, and this one is Batgirl, and she's on Vesper Fairchild's grave, and you will know why. Artwork is very good, very simplistic, but tells very smooth, very easy read for me. I like this kind of books, and it also has some good plot, storyline, and turning points, right? So a lot of things going on for this book. So if you ask me which are the 2 or 3 books which I'll miss from this collection, this will definitely be one right on top. My only solace to that is I think that I will pick up the trade paperback someday, and then I will stop missing this, but really good book. The next one is Supergirl Countdown to I think the Crisis tie-in or something like that. Yeah, it's I read this long back. Not a big fan of Supergirl and the associated stories with that, especially the ones which have a lot of background context needed for it. This one really had, and I was reading from the middle of nothing. So I don't know anything to tell about this story, except that its artwork is different, as you guys can see, not the typical artwork that you see. And yeah, it's a tie-in, so that's Supergirl for you. The next one I have is Aftershock, Batman Shadow of the Bat. This is again, I think, after Cataclysm, and you can see this. I love the cover. It's a brilliant cover. That's the Gotham residents leaving and Batman just watching on. So this story happens after Cataclysm, and yeah, it's a run to the no man's land, right? It just shows the enormity of how big no man's land was at that time, that there are so many editions out there which has tie into that. So that is Aftershock. Again, love the cover. Next one quickly is Legends of the Dark Knight Destiny, and you can see, I don't know what kind of Batman this is. But anyways, it looks like he's been like he's gone to the early ages or something like that. Yeah, it has a background story and all that sort of stuff. I couldn't get much out of it. It seems like they're trying to do too many things in this one single issue, trying to pack a lot of background material to give this story, and then at some point I thought I was not able to connect with it, right? So I just gave up reading it after that. So that is Batman Destiny. This is, I think there are two parts. This is first part of it. The next one we have is Batgirl and guest starring Green Arrow. Typical Batgirl story, and this is a newspaper print, and there is a archer murderer loose in town, and then both Batgirl and Green Arrow has to hunt them down. So that's what this story is about. Yeah, it's a different sort of artwork when you read it. Oh, again, this is a very interesting cover. It's for Michelle Pfeiffer from Batman Returns. Really love that cover. Maybe I should take a pic and keep it with me. Anyways, this is from Legends of the Dark Knight Blades. And the most interesting part is this cover is done by Tim Sale. He's one of my favorite artists, along with Greg Capullo and few others. So as you can see, the clean looking artwork, the very, very Tim Sale-ish artwork, so as to speak, that comes along in this storyline. And he shows Batman in a completely different light. The character here reminded me, or the antagonist reminded me of V for Vendetta. Hollywood if she could. Okay, that's an interesting one. But yeah, this is Tim Sale artwork through and through. I'm just showing you some panels. Interesting one. I don't know who is the writer. Okay, it's James Robinson who is the writer, and it's part 2 of 3. Again, Legends of Dark Knight. So maybe one day I will get my hands on this trade paperback so that I can enjoy the full story. But this is one of the other covers which I feel terrible missing out on. So that is Batman Blades. The next one we have is, okay, Batman Superman New 52. This is by Greg Pak and Jay Lee. So this is issue number 3, and yeah, I have not read this book because I don't have the entire set of issues, but maybe I'll just quickly go give it a read before I send it away. I was not very happy with this kind of artwork. It seemed okayish. It seemed very manga kind of artwork kind of thing, and even the storyline, I had read some background on it. It didn't appeal to me too much. I actually am collecting the issues of this series after issue number 6, which I think is the conclusion issue for this storyline. So I have number 7 onwards because I love that artwork and the storyline there. Again, this is issue number 4 from the same one. You see Batman and Superman, and they are crisscrossing timelines or some sort of stuff like that. I don't remember exactly. But if any of you guys like this storyline, do let me know. Maybe I will plan on buying the entire run and give it a read someday. But otherwise, yeah, I'm okay letting this go. The next one we have is, yeah, Going Sane. So as the name of the book suggests, it is one of the storyline in which Joker starts going sane. And very recently we saw that White Knight come out where Joker is actually sane. And yeah, so this is one story which explored that much before this White Knight series. This is part 4, so I don't know how many issues are there, but I thought this was an interesting storyline, to be frank. It had a backdrop of Joker settling down, having a family of sort after, I think, he believed Batman to be dead, and the moment Batman started coming back, and that set off all the wrong alarms for him, and he decided to come back. That's what this story is about. Yeah, I may still hold on to this book. Let's see, because I really love the stories in which Joker is there, I think it accentuates Batman as a whole. So, and I love the artwork as well. So this is by D. Mattis, Staten, Mitchell, none of whom I've heard before, but yeah. Okay, moving on to the next one. This is Batman and Robin Eternal. This lady is called the Mother or something, and I haven't quite followed, but looks like a futuristic kind of storyline, and a lot of action, violence, Robins, all kind of Robins getting involved. That is Batgirl. Yeah, so though that is the storyline here, I don't have much of a clue on this one. And again, I think one more is there from this series. Yeah, this is Batman and Robin Eternal number 3. Again, you could see the red hood, Jason Todd. This is Grayson, and you have a Batgirl in the front. I think this is an earlier issue. Yeah, this is number 3. This is number 8. So that's the sequence it follows. So these are 2 books. I'm just going to give you a glimpse of what is there inside of this as well. I haven't read these storylines, guys. I never got the time to do it, but if I get some time, maybe I'll just give a quick read before I pass it on. But that's, so we have one last book remaining of all the entire pile which I'm packing, and that is Batman, The Many Deaths of Batman, right? Interesting storyline. I read through this one. It's a very old book, as you guys can see, newspaper print pages. It shows lot of people appearing dead in Gotham City, and the most interesting fact is they are all dressed up as Batman, right? And many of them are popular people across Gotham, and the stories around who is actually behind that. So it's a detective kind of story, and I like the cover art actually, but yeah, I don't have the entire set of issue. This is just one part of it, part 2 of 3. The good part is it's by Byrne, Aparo and DiCarlo, so 3 top people coming through. So that's the entire set of books I am outboxing of sorts, which I'm going to send it away soon. So that's what I wanted to give you guys a glimpse of. Sometimes you need to let go of some comics to get more comics in, and while it is a painful moment, it does give you a chance to get your hands on more comics, enjoy them, and then pass it on. So until next time, guys, bye bye. Thanks for watching. Do subscribe and watch out for the next video.